Recreational marijuana has been legal in Minnesota now for nearly 3 months, yet there's still no clear way to know whether someone is too drugged to drive.
But a lot of companies are coming up with ways to try. Jennifer Hoff shows us a new Minnesota invention that has pot users lighting up right in front of police to put it to the test.
Leave everything here because we're going to leave an officer out here the whole time.
The outside of this tent may be white.
Yep. Do it. Do it.
Do we have an ashtray?
But in it is a lot of green. Full of marijuana users lighting up in front of police officers. The curious gathering happening in Gaithersburg, Maryland, as it does several times a year.
I'll be honest with you, I was excited for the cops to pay for my weed.
The test lab of sorts helps to train law enforcement to spot whether someone is too high to drive in a state where a third of its fatal crashes involve some kind of substance.
But what's hard there is how do you parse out pot?
Right, and that's a good question.
Longtime officer Jamie Derbyshire started these labs that still only operate in a handful of states as marijuana becomes legal in more places, like it did here in July.
It's a frustrating and confusing time. You want answers as to how to do the job well and correctly. And with regard to cannabis and impairment, we don't have all those right now.
First, check your eyes.
They rely on drug recognition experts for now.
Look at the tip of my pen.
To evaluate suspected impaired drivers.
I don't want you to push your left foot on that line.
Training that, while well-researched, is time-consuming, expensive, and can be challenged in court due to a lack of established limits, like with alcohol.
Everyone was so individualistic with the high that they experience and the product that they're using and how their body responds. It just makes it so difficult.
We need other tools to be able to measure impairment.
Forensic scientist Michelle Peace studies cannabis quality assurance to better protect public safety, since there's so little data about the drug, still illegal under federal law, making testing for it all the more tricky.
When it appears in the bloodstream, it also disappears from the bloodstream very quickly. So what we see is that you get a spike of the drug in your blood, potentially before you have very many effects. Giving them a THC breathalyzer might not really indicate that number that you get about how much THC is in the blood. So we really then beg the question, what do we need to determine if somebody's impaired at the time they get pulled over?
Introducing OcuPro, a new gadget made only in Minnesota.
It's lightweight and easy to handle.
A roadside test showing such promise, it's now part of a pilot program in Officer Derbyshire's department.
Absolutely, yeah.
The chief technology officer at the company started by two sisters who invented this machine years ago, packed with technology to track even the most minor changes in someone's eyes.
This is the video that the person taking the test sees.
Just 30 seconds long.
And then it turns bright.
Collecting data to determine whether people's pupils are abnormal or not.
We're replicating the same type of results across lots of different sites, academic institutions, our own studies, and the law enforcement green labs. So a test like this that gives them more confidence and more objective data is really helpful for everybody because it just makes the whole system more fair.
The device is undergoing dozens of design changes, but Sanderson is certain the prototype is on a path to approval.
We're hoping that the OcuPro can be to cannabis the way the breathalyzer was for alcohol.
All right, guys, so we'll try to wrap this up.
Back at the lab, the cops also take classes, staying up to date on devices that could change the direction of testing drivers who are high.
That's why we're here to test this kind of stuff.
Training to be the best they can be, even if it means watching people toke up in a tent.
There are a lot of companies out there right now that are investing in solid research. And so I think that we wouldn't be doing our due diligence if we didn't consider what's out there. If it just gives them one more tool in their toolbox, then that would be great.
In Maryland, Jennifer Hoff, KARE 11 News.
Well, the pilot program in Maryland starts next month. Minnesota has yet to invest in OcuPro, putting its money towards saliva testing instead. As for all the users in that story, none of them drove home, and they are reimbursed for the product they used.
Okay.
It's interesting, right?
It is. I mean,
Yeah, and it's coming. We have to figure it out.
Yeah, something has to be able to test it quickly and right on the spot, right?